What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. I thought I would go over and do an in-depth, overview of the GK61 mechanical gaming keyboard. I had lots of questions. It's actually my most viewed video, so I thought I'd go over those and help out with anything I can possibly find for y'all. So, we'll just start out with some of the questions that we had. Okay, Frankly Childish asks, just wondering if you know where to find the gateron browns on the GK61. I enjoyed the vid too. Okay, well thank you for enjoying the video. I'm glad you did. And where to find the browns. Whenever he originally asked me this, or she, I didn't really know he was asking, to be honest. I assumed he meant like where to find the keyboard itself that comes with it. But now after looking back at it, he's probably meaning like where to find just the switches. And I did lots and lots of searching for this. I looked all over the internet. It took me so long to find it, but it's actually a website called ePathBuy, www.epathbuy.com. So all the ones that have the gateron optical switches, they have browns, blues, silvers, blacks, and reds. So what I have in mind are the gateron optical red. Here's some of the specs. The bottom out distance is 4 millimeters divided by 0.4. I'll just put a graph up on the screen to show what I'm seeing. I don't know exactly what this is saying, so we'll go over the rest of the switches they have available. They have gateron silvers. They have a bottom out distance of 3.2 plus 0 divided by whatever that crap is, and so it's shorter than the reds. And I'm pretty sure the silvers are also a linear switch for anyone who's wanting to know. The actuation distance is 1.0, and if we compare that to the red, that is half the distance. So these are some fast and light switches, so I'm honestly thinking about getting those. So if there's any switches you'd like to see me put on this keyboard, let me know, leave a comment down below, and I'll see what everyone wants and we'll get that going. So yeah, that's the silvers. Then there's a gateron black, has a bottom out distance of 4.0, actuation distance of 2.0, operation force of 60 grams, and force 110. Then there's the gateron browns. There's another one I was considering getting. It has a bottom out distance of 4.0, an actuation distance of 2.0, and an operation force of 55, and force 110. And then they have the blue, which is a bottom out 4.0, actuation 2.3, operation force 55, and force 110. And the last switch they have is a yellow. It's a bottom out distance of 3.2, which is similar to the silver. Okay, so from what I could find, you have the gateron optical reds, silvers, and the yellows. Those are all going to be your linear switches, and then you're going to have your black and blue and browns. Those are going to be your tactiles. So those are all going to be available at ePathBuy. Okay, so to answer Frankly Childish's question, where to find them, it'll be on that website ePathBuy. I'll leave a link in the description, like I said. So we have another question from Haseen Naji. I hope I'm saying that right, and I'm sorry if I didn't, or I mispronounced it. He says, how's the latency speed? Now, I'm new to PC gaming, I know what this was, I had to do some research. I'm going to read directly off the description from Amazon, what they had to say about it, and then what else I was found and what else was said in this conversation. These are optical switches, not your normal gateron switches. These are gateron optical. There's a difference, it's not the same thing, so don't get confused on that and order the wrong switches. The only switches you can get for the GK61, at least this specific one that you're looking at, is on ePathBuy, or just buying the keyboard that comes with them. Optical switches are much more durable than conventional mechanical keyboard switches and are rated for 100 million keystrokes. They have a high actuation point of 1.5 millimeters for fast response. Light strike optical switches utilize a horizontal infrared beam which is transmitted across the width of inner key switch. The infrared beam is normally blocked from reaching a sensor across from it by the stem. Once a switch is pressed, the switch stem no longer blocks the infrared beam and the beam is detected by the sensor, which activates the switch. Due to the optical mechanism, an optical switch has an extreme fast response time of 0.2 milliseconds, which means faster reactions for those times where timing is critical, such as when gaming. And then he asked me, do I feel a difference? And this is where my inexperience comes into play. I haven't had much experience with keyboards, just really any. I mean, I told him I do feel it's more responsive than my previous keyboard, but my previous keyboard was just this right here. This was my previous keyboard, a just cheap CyberPower, I think it's like membrane. I don't even think it's actual mechanical, it's like a wannabe mechanical. Hurt my hand like crazy, just doesn't even sound good. But this is my previous keyboard, and this is definitely 400 times better than this ever will be. No offense, CyberPower, if you're ever trying to hit me with a sponsorship, but you gotta work on your keyboards. I do feel it's more responsive, but my previous was just a stock CyberPower, and I'm new to PCs in general. It's only my second keyboard. I did tell him there's times when I was playing such as like Fortnite or something, and I would exit my inventory. I'd still be holding down W, but it's like I have to completely let go of the switch and then click it down again for it to like register it. The way coding works on keyboards is, did he press W in the inventory or in the actual game? And if you did in the inventory, even though you held it after you left the inventory, you started pressing it while in inventory, so it doesn't count as a real press. So basically it's saying if I was holding W while I was in my inventory and I exit, then it's not going to register that stroke as in-game, like walking forward. It's going to still register as I was in my inventory. So I got to let go of it completely. And that was kind of weird to me. I still don't know if that's exactly what it is, so I'll just be careful about that. Maybe I may have a problem with mine, it's just not working properly, or maybe that's just how keyboards are in my inexperience. I didn't know that. So we'll go on to the next question. This is from Gary. It's just Gary, nothing else, just Gary. This is from Gary. He asked, I'm curious, so the gateron red optical switch has a tactile feeling, and I'm also considered silent compared to normal gateron red. So whenever I first read this, I was also confused with a lot of these. I was like, first of all, I didn't expect to get this many views on it. This is my most viewed video, and I never expected this many people to ask me these questions. So I was kind of confused when I got this, but now I can see what he means. So the gateron red is a linear switch, or the gateron red optical switch, I should say, is what it is. That's what it is. It's a linear switch. It's just like the normal gateron red. I don't know 100% if it's more silent or not. I maybe would be able to do a direct comparison sometime. But that'd be a long time down the road when I got money to spend on all these extra switches, but I don't have that right now, obviously. So it is a linear switch, not a tactile. The tactiles would be the blue, the black, and the brown. And then your linears would be the silver, the yellow, and the red. And then he said, also considered silent compared to normal gateron red. Like I said, I wouldn't know if it was more quiet or not, so we'll have to see about that in the future. So that's all the questions I got. Besides Rising Ultron, he asked if he should buy it because he's planning on getting it, and I said, yeah, I mean, sure, man. I thought I remember having another comment. I don't remember. I think I remember someone asking me if it was quiet or not, but I don't see that comment anymore. I maybe deleted it. Ah, okay, it was Gary. He asked, he said he was thinking of buying the browns or the reds, and he says he likes the tactile feeling, but he's scared it'll be too noisy. Now the thing is, with a mechanical keyboard, you're going to have noise, whether it's reds or browns. You can buy ring dampeners though. I didn't think to tell him about this at the time, but you can buy, they're called O dampeners. and usually the right ones will be recommended whenever you're looking up this keyboard, whether it be Amazon or ePathBuy. They'll be recommended the proper O-rings. And what those do is it's like a barrier between the switch and like the board itself, so it doesn't make that loud of a noise whenever you're clicking. So if you have the reds and you have the O-ring dampeners, then it's going to make the sound a lot more annoying if you're in a work environment, if you're not using it for gaming. So yeah, there's that option. Okay, so we're going to talk about the keyboard a little bit more. There is customization. You can buy different keycaps for these. I haven't done that yet. Just kind of holding off on that for right now, but you can do that. It is available. Just remove one of these switches for y'all real quick. But this is what the switches look like. These are the reds. So yeah, you can just get the remover and pull that out and see the switches. But yeah, you can change out the keycaps. I thought about getting the HyperX double shot PCB, I think is what they're called, keycaps. They look real nice. They got like a cool, like kind of translucent kind of base around the bottom, so it looks kind of cool. So I thought about getting those. So if you'd like to see me get those and put them on this, I'll walk through it with y'all. Please let me know down below. There is a kind of I wouldn't necessarily call it driver. It's a program you can install that lets you customize the lighting. It is kind of sketchy. I was a little freaked out whenever I first got it. The website is all in Chinese, and the program is also too. You can download the English version, but all the names of the programmable like color patterns, they're all in Chinese or Japanese. I don't know which it is, but it's a little sketchy at first. I kind of am a little worried, but it's fine. It's actually pretty easy to learn, even if you can't understand it or read it. I guess that's kind of a drawback with going with a budget keyboard. It's not something, not necessarily it's a bad thing, but it's just not American made. You can't really understand it because it's a different language. Unless you speak that language, then that's good for you. But yeah, there is a program change. There is an onboard profile. I don't know the ins and outs of it really, but you can save a custom like look. Like say you made it all blue or something and the WASD was red or something like that. It will be saved here if you just like press FN and then the one that's underneath the W, or just click W, same thing. But if you use FNW, it will pull up that one, and then to turn it off, it will be FNQ, and that will go back to the preset ones that are stored inside already. My experience so far with it would be pretty good. I've actually enjoyed it quite well. It doesn't get my hands tired. It's very light, but not too light, so I'm not accidentally clicking too much. It's got these nice rubber feet that I enjoy because it doesn't slide around a bunch. They do kind of wear a little bit too easy, it looks like. It's kind of worn down a little bit and I hardly ever move it. So maybe you just pick it up whenever you move it to be more safe with it. Yeah, overall I have enjoyed this keyboard very much. It's a good purchase. It's overall good quality too. So in the future, if you'd like to see me maybe change out the switches to a brown or a silver or whatever it might be, leave a comment down below what color you'd like to see me switch these to, or maybe even change the keycaps to something more custom. Like I said, I was thinking about getting the HyperX ones, switching those out because they look real nice and I'm sure they feel good too because HyperX is a good brand. So yeah, and if you've made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing and leaving a like, and I'll be seeing you on the next video. And if you have any more questions, please feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer them. Thanks. See you on the next one.